guys, and welcome over here. So today we are trying Levain's chocolate chip walnut cookie. I am so excited to share this recipe with you guys. I have been wanting to try this recipe for the longest time and I finally got to do it. But it is this big chocolate chip cookie we are making today, and it is ooey and gooey and so good. It is almost like a cookie dough cookie, I guess you could call it, but you're definitely going to want to try this recipe out. It will really impress you guys. But if you are new here, I'd love to have you over at my channel, so go ahead and subscribe down below the video. But let's get making some chocolate chip cookies. To get this recipe started, you're going to need about 1.25 cups of some cake flour. Of course, I didn't have any cake flour on hand, so I made my own. All I did was measure out 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, and then I added 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to that, and then I just sifted that in and then whisked that together. Into that same bowl, I'm just adding 2 more cups of all-purpose flour, along with 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then 1/4 teaspoon of some baking soda. Lastly, about 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and then you're just going to whisk these dry ingredients together. Now that we have whisked that together, I'm going to start on our not so dry ingredients. So to this little plate, I'm cubing up about 1 cup of some cold butter. This is the equivalent to 2 sticks of butter, if you were wondering. Into my electric mixer, I'm just going to be adding this butter in, and I'm going to mix this together for about 30 seconds until this butter gets nice and creamy. Now that we have that cream together, I'm just going to be adding in our 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, followed by our 2/3 cup of some packed brown sugar, and then once again, I'm just going to mix this all together. While my butter and sugars were mixing together, I'm going to start chopping up our walnuts. I'm just using about 1 cup of some walnuts. You could toast these walnuts first, that's what you're supposed to do, but I just didn't have time to do that. So I just chopped these up very finely. You don't have to chop them up finely, but that's just what my family prefers in cookies. Now that my butter and sugar has gotten well incorporated together, I'm just going to be adding in our chopped up walnuts, followed by my dark chocolate chips. This recipe calls for 2 cups of dark chocolate chips. Unfortunately, I only had 1 cup, so I just added the cup, but you probably want to add the 2 cups if you like your cookies chocolatey. Now that I added in our chocolate chips with our walnuts and started mixing that together, I'm going to slowly start incorporating our flour in with that. As you guys could see, I'm adding that in about 1/2 cup at a time until that flour is all gone. Now that we have our mixture well mixed together, I'm going to be adding our 2 cracked eggs into this little measuring cup, and I'm going to lightly beat it, and then I'm going to add it back into our cookie mixture slowly as it is mixing. As you guys could see, that's pretty much all you have to do for making the cookies. So now over to my lined cookie sheet with parchment paper. You're going to be rolling this dough into balls. You pretty much want these balls either 6 ounces or measure them into 3/4 cups each. I measured them into 3/4 cups each, and this made about 6 cookies for me. Of course, you don't have to make these huge, gigantic like that, but that is pretty much how the store makes them, so that's how I wanted to make them for you guys. Now I'm just going to let this chill in my freezer for about 90 minutes. Now that our 90-minute timer is up, this part is kind of weird, so watch carefully. I have 1 cookie sheet I turned upside down, then stuck it in my oven, and now I'm putting that cookie sheet with the frozen cookie balls right on top. As you guys could see, I only did 4 cookies at a time right there, just because I did not want them to explode into each other. Here these are out of the oven, and I can't stress enough how good these cookies were. Seriously, in my opinion, they came out perfect. They were nice and ooey gooey on the inside, just like how the bakery sells them. This recipe will seriously knock your socks off, in my opinion. It is super duper good. Just make sure you follow all the steps correctly, and it will come out just like this. I do recommend this recipe. And that is a wrap of today's copycat recipe. I hope you love these Levain chocolate chip cookies. I have the link down below in my description box if you want to make them yourself, and that is where the exact measurements are. I hope you all enjoy these cookies, and if you are new here, I'd love to have you over at my channel. I post a copycat recipe like this every single Wednesday, so go ahead and subscribe down below the video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.